now. Phoenix process is when, or happens when we outgrown the old structures and we are simply invited to let burn, to bury with love that which don't belong to us anymore, which is holding us back, and invite the new, to embody the new, to become the new. And we all felt it individually in a different ways, in micro ways or mid ways or big ways. And certainly there is a big Phoenix process happening globally. So my big Phoenix process, I went through the big one, roughly speaking, a decade ago. In that time, I went through a loss of my very well working business. I had, roughly speaking, multiple six-figure business. And at the time, I was working with scientists and board members from big companies, entrepreneurs. Clients were flying from all over the world to learn from me, and life was good. I had a successful business. And then the biggest gift of my life, which at the time was biggest curse of my life, happened, where I wanted to grow my business to the next level, because believe me, my business was successful, but I didn't feel secure. So I had lots of fears happening. And maybe some of you are there too, where your business is pretty successful, but you feel unstable, or you feel you may lose it all, or you may feel that, oh, what's next? I need to still work very, very hard to keep this level of business going. And that's exactly where I was. In other words, while I was quite spiritual at the time, of course, and while I was very purpose driven, I was running my business very much from my mind, even though I thought I'm doing it like manifestation and from universe, but it was running it very much from my mind, and all that pressure was here. I've got to hold it together. I've got to make sure it works, and I get that business to the next level, so I'm safe, my family is safe, and let's go to corporate environment more, and so forth. So anyhow, yes, if that sounds familiar, the universe got me what I prayed for, and it delivered me a psychopath of a business mentor. And I'm not exaggerating, sadly. And this business mentor, who offered for me to be a business partner in a space of 9 or 10 months, really brought my business absolutely to the ground and burned it, essentially bankruptcy and all of that. So I lost everything that resembles any working business, from client database, social media, websites, any form of savings. In a space of 9 to 10 months, I lost it all. And then the bubble burst, and then I realized what the heck was happening, how I got myself destroyed. And what happened there, I entered the dark night of the soul. Essentially, this was just the beginning of that burning process for me. And that is essentially the first stage of that Phoenix process. Whatever what was old had to burn. And boy, did I go through some very painful burn. So of course, anything tangible in terms of the safety and financial security, I lost, but also I lost my identity, because I was attaching my identity, which I didn't know, I wasn't aware, but at the time I attached my identity to successful businesswoman, successful trainer of NLP and leadership and so forth. So I didn't have that anymore. When I lost that, then the void showed up, like, who am I now? Who am I now without making money? Who am I now? I also had a young family, children, and so forth. So I was completely lost. And that's what, by the way, we often do in our businesses. And for those of you that are feeling something is not right, or there is required from you to let go of something, ask yourself, am I to any extent attaching my identity to the level of success I experience in business? Please reflect on that. Because if you do, we have got some work to do. You've got to detach it. Because if you don't detach it willingly, your soul will force you to detach it. Your sense of worth and what's happening outside. Results. Yes? Results. So how would you know? So I know certainly back then, I didn't know who I was anymore. I felt absolutely useless, because I was no longer making money. I was no longer teaching, scientists and people. I was nobody. I felt absolutely worthless. So clearly my sense of identity and worth was very much attached to my status, to the money I was creating, to success and so forth. This is a danger. This is part of the old, the mechanical approach approach to business, distorted masculine, where the status quo leads, where you feel great when you have a great month and your sense of value flickers, or your sense of knowing, faith, certainty flickers or wavers when you have a lower month, okay? Or when you look outside and you see, I don't know, the fellow women or colleagues in your marketplace showing you these, great results, and you're like, oh my God, this is what I want. What is she doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? So I can, take it. So you very much, it's like that sense of worth, sense of who I am. We are touching to the external results. This needs to go. And I will tell you that I went through that process a decade ago, but I took few clients through this process when they're, the clients who paid sometimes 6 figures to amazing masterminds and to this and that, where, you're going to scale your business to 7, 8 figures with these amazing strategies. And I did it. You're going to do it too. And they completely went from their heart to head, lost their sense of identity, and stuff stopped working, and they went into this mechanical, distorted masculine way of growing the business. So they went from really good success to almost zero. And it's painful place. But what needs to happen, wherever you are, if you want to go up, and you will go up, and not just up to limitless success, to the new paradigm that is emerging, business energetics paradigm, a new world of a business, limitless success with grace and ease, you've got to let go of any attachment from your identity to external success. Okay, now you may not have all the answers. How am I going to do that, Lenka? But just please take this even as an intention. Let's drop it as intention that my worth is sacred. It just is, because I exist. Okay. Anyway, so back then, everything had to burn. So that's the first stage, the burn, when that which is not working is going to burn to the ground. So, my darling, if you feel there is stuff that is no longer working in your business, or if you feel that you're holding on to anything in your business and life as well, because business and life cannot quite be fully separated, I want you to reflect on what it is. What is it? What else I'm holding on to that I'm gripping on, and I want to keep it working, even though I know it's not aligned anymore. I know it's no longer working. What am I gripping on? What am I holding on to? And I let it willingly burn. Just have that, let it willingly burn. You're safe, because if you're not going to do it willingly, it will happen anyway, and it's going to be more painful. Okay. So that's the first stage, which I, of course, went through, and I went into this dark night of the soul, where it turned up, I had nothing, literally nothing, absolutely nothing. So I entered the second stage, and that was the void. This is the second stage, which you experienced already in a big way or in small way. The void is essentially that space in between, when you let go of the old, when the old burns and the new is not clear yet. The new is not, I'm not sure what. This is the void. This is that in between. And of course, back then it was extremely uncomfortable, but it's in this place that really pulled me inwards. I had to, not to go crazy, I had to go inwards. And this is where I deeply connected with my spiritual center. And in one very sacred moment, which I'll never forget until I live this life. And I wrote about that moment in my book, Energetic Selling and Marketing. In one very sacred moment, I've been literally told, it was a micro moment where so much information was given to me, but I was told, you are here to connect business structure and spirituality, the strategy and energy, the purpose and action. You are here to marry the feminine and masculine together in a beautiful harmony. That is a new approach to the business, and it's business energetics. At the time, I didn't have a name for it. I didn't know it's business energetics. I just knew I've got to connect the energy and strategy, spirituality and business structures. So I dedicated my life to it. From that moment, I went over the fear of, oh, not going to be taken seriously and all of that. And I was blessed as I gave my life to business energetics. It, of course, absolutely catapulted my own life from zero and literally struggling for clients, struggling for money. It catapulted my business to multi-seven figures and business across 184 countries and a business that fills my soul to the brim. And more than that, fills my field with incredible change makers like you, day in, day out, who are changing their lives, who are changing their businesses. So I don't know how many millionaires we created so far, how many multi-six-figure businesses, how many, but it's not even just the numbers. All of this is, of course, but it's that sense of happiness, sense of fulfillment, sense of love, sense of everything, not just multidimensional success. I'm not a fan of let's go after numbers, let's kill ourselves, let's do 20 things a day to get those results. I'm a huge advocate, and business energetics is about holistic, multidimensional success. Let's be greedy, have it all. Yes, have your limitless success and financials, but make sure that your sense of fulfillment and love and happiness and peace grows with it. Yes. So that's what business energetics is about. So yes, I was in that void when I didn't know, and out of that void, I had to go within and the clarity came. And if you are in that void, I want to tell you that if you're feeling you're in this void, in one way, I'm no one to say this, but believe me, my soul, if it could look to you in your eyes, it would tell you, my dear, you're in the right place. You have no idea how good is it going to get. And it doesn't matter how uncomfortable it's been, you will look back and you will say to yourself, oh my goodness, I would do it 10 times over. It's been worth it. It's been more than worth it. So you're safe, you're held. This is the part of the process. Okay? What feels like void, what feels like not knowing, you know what it is? It's the limitless field of possibility. So it's from this place, from that not knowing, rather, when you look at it as that not knowing, that dark place, that void, it's a limitless field of possibilities. You can really start asking yourself, if I could choose anything, who would I love to be? What would I love to do? What would I love to have? If you're feeling you're in a brisk, not knowing at the next stage of your business and you don't know what that next stage is, same questions. If I could have it in any way, maybe some over here is not working, some things, it's burning. Release yourself, go willingly into this void, into this limitless field of possibilities. Literally, you can imagine it as sparkling black light, and ask yourself, if I could choose anything, how would I love my business to be? Who would I love to be? How would I love to do this? Because whatever is emerging from there, it doesn't matter how slowly or quickly, and it will emerge. It will emerge if you keep asking and allowing yourself this, knowing that you can choose. You can choose, and there is no ask or choice that is too big. It's not. It's not. I will tell you, one moment comes to my mind that wants to be shared from that period of my void, going back, roughly speaking, 10 years ago. I was so tired because I was working so hard to rebuild that business I lost due to this psychopath. And I was attending every blinking networking event I could. I took every speaking opportunity I could. I was working 15 hours a day, 16, almost every day, with at the time 2 small kids. And I was once driving from one of those networking events where I had to say, oh, I'm amazing coach, I can help you with this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And as always, yeah, that's nice. And nothing, nothing, once more, nothing. And I went to the car and I drove home, tears flowing, because I was tired. I was tired, like, I don't know what else to do. I really don't know. Is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Because if I were to make this work, I probably would already. So maybe I'm not meant to have that success. And I had like beautiful, luckily, almost like an intervention from the universe when it very strongly came. The idea, it was given to me like, don't you dare to give up. Because God, universe, source, call it what you like, would never give you desire that you're not meant to live. You would not feel it that you want to make your business bigger or make more impact in the world, or you create more abundance for you and your families. You would never have desire if you were not meant to live it. It's not even that you want it, it's that you meant to have it, to be it, to do it. So I've been told, don't you dare. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have moments, human moments, but don't you dare to give up on yourself. So at the time, I just got a message, just one more step forward. But I will tell you what is the solution to all those that are feeling like this and are in that void, that space in between, and or maybe are tired at running your business at a certain level and it's hard. It doesn't need more of your effort, my dear one. It doesn't need more of your effort. It doesn't need more of your strategy. It doesn't need more of your commitment, even. It needs more of you. It needs more of your belief in who you are. It needs more of you acknowledging how powerful you are. It needs your soul. That's what it needs. Okay. So you're going to do it either way. You're really, really going to do it. Of course, I'm here to help you. Business Energetics Academy is to massively, massively help you in this journey. But for now, please open yourself up to desires, even those neglected desires that you've been pushing away.